Hey, what's going on, folks? Okay, I went to an antique store and I caught them like the last 15 or 20 minutes they were open, and they sell a shit ton of albums in there, $1 a piece. And you would think I would look at that. Instead, I was more interested in this little shelf they had of 45's. They must have had hundreds of 45's there. They were selling really cheap. And, I only had like 15 or 20 minutes to dig in this place. And I didn't even look at the albums. I didn't even touch the albums that were $1 a piece. Instead, I went for the cheaper 45's. And what I ended up doing was getting a bunch of 45's that were just completely guilty pleasure stuff. So it's going to get pretty cheesy in this video. You're going to be stunned at how much Olivia Newton-John I pulled out of this place. But guilty pleasure, and since there's no shame in my game, I bought it, and I can't wait to really listen to all these because it's going to be fun. Like stuff like this. New Edition, If It Isn't Love. Now, if you're as old as I, you were a teenager in the 80s, and if you lived in the hood like I did, you pretty much were a New Edition fan. That's just how it was back then. And most of my friends were black and Hispanic, so all of us listened to New Edition, and I liked the stuff, and I even like this song, If It Isn't Love. I mean, New Edition was one of my favorite bands when I was a teenager. I thought they were cool. Here comes the first of many Olivia Newton-John stuff. Twist of Fate. I still like this song. It was from a really crappy movie she did with Olivia did with John Travolta. I think it was called Two of a Kind. I'd never seen like the whole movie, but what little I did see I thought was really stupid. But I do like this one song from Twist of Fate. I mean, from the movie. It's called Twist of Fate. And I don't remember what's on the B-side. Take a Chance, which is a duet with John Travolta from the film. Not a good song, but Twist of Fate I did like. Jillian Cope, World Shut Your Mouth. I have MTV to thank for this. I would have never heard of Jillian Cope. I have no clue who he was if it wasn't for MTV and showing the song World Shut Your Mouth. I bought some of his vinyl since I became a vinyl collector, so yeah, it's on Island, big deal. But I really love that song World Shut Your Mouth. The album it comes from is really good too. And yeah, so real glad I got into Jillian Cope once I became a vinyl collector. Robert Palmer, Early in the Morning. Robert Palmer has a great R&B voice. And in the 80s, he redid some 80s R&B songs like You're in My System, Early in the Morning, I Didn't Mean to Turn You On. Kind of like an R&B pop covers. And this was originally done by the Gap Band, Early in the Morning. And he does an awesome job covering the songs and the other songs that I mentioned. He really did have a good R&B voice, and I was actually bummed when he passed away. I liked him. So, Robert Palmer. Don Henley, The Last Worthless Evening. I always thought this was when I first heard this way back in the day, I think might have came out in 1989 from the End of the Innocence album. I thought it was a country song at first. Until I heard the vocals, like, oh, wait a minute, that's Don Henley. I always did love that song. I believe he sang this one time while he was a guest, the musical guest on Saturday Night Live, and I saw that, I caught that episode, and been a big fan of the song ever since. So, Last Worthless Evening from Don Henley. Fine Young Cannibals, She Drives Me Crazy. I love this song. I like Good Thing better, which was the single after this one. Good Thing is like one of my favorite songs from Fine Young Cannibals, but this would come in number 2. And it's a good song. It's on IRS Records. What the hell, I'll show you the label. I don't get too many IRS 45's. So there we go. Cool 80s band. Really dug it. This is from Dale Bozzio. She put out a solo album through the Paisley Park label. This was the first single from it, called Simon. And Dale Bozzio, of course, was the singer from Missing Persons. This is when the band broke up. She decided to go on her own. This was a solo album she put out on Paisley Park. That album sucks, but this is a good song. It's probably the only good song on that whole album, sadly. But yeah, I mean, Dale Bozzio was a hottie back in the 80s. I don't know if those pictures are coming in clear or in focus, but she was a good-looking woman. So, cool song. Ivan Neville, Falling Out of Love. This is from his solo album that came out in the late 80s. If My Ancestors Could See Me Now, I believe it was called. Really good song. There was a movie John Ritter was in, and now I can't remember the name of the movie, but this song was featured in that movie, which I wish I could remember what it was. John Ritter played a guy who was damn near a sexaholic and just screwed anything that moved in that movie. And this song was in the film. I can't remember the name of the movie. I even saw it before. All right, one from Culture Club, Church of the Poison Mind. I actually have this on a 12-inch single, and then I find it on a 45, exact same cover. So I thought that was a pretty cool find. I'm going to slip this inside the 12-inch. I thought that'd be cool. I don't, because I have a box that I keep all my 45s in, and they're pretty full, and I doubt I'll have room for all of these, but oh well. See, most of these are 80s. Most of these are 80s and pretty much 80s cheese, but hey, if I like it, I like it. From the band Asia, Soul Survivor, which is from their first album. Back with the song Here Comes the Feeling. I didn't know Soul Survivor was ever a single. I really didn't know that. So to me, this was a pretty cool find. Dig that song. Love it. I couldn't remember if I had this on a 45 or not, so since they were selling these 45s so cheap, I just grabbed it. If I have it, I have it. If not, then it's a duplicate copy, and I gotta find a way. I'll just keep the best looking one and get rid of the other one. Howard Jones' new song from his first album, Humans Live, I believe the name of the title of the song was. A real stupid video, but the song was good. 80s videos were really stupid. If you really look at them now, all these years later, now that you're an adult, you watch it and you just sit there and look like, what I see in this? Because when this came on, I used to get excited when I was 12, 13, 14 years old. Then you watch it now and you realize how stupid videos are, 80s videos, and I couldn't understand why I got so excited about them. And that one was a really stupid video. Great song, but stupid video. Foreigner, Say You Will. I love Lou Graham's voice in this song, or all the Foreigner songs that he sang on, basically. Back with the song A Night to Remember. Say You Will is a great song, and I love singing along to it. I have the album it's from, but never had this on a 45, so glad this is in there. Another Olivia Newton-John for the song Magic. Terry Nunn from the band Berlin did an acoustic cover of the song Magic, and it sounded really, really good. And Olivia's voice, I thought, always sounded good on this song. I remember when this song came out, it was one of my mom's favorite songs, and she used to sing it around the house when it came on the radio, so automatic memories come from that. It's from the movie Xanadu, which was also another really dumb movie from the 80s that Olivia was in. Olivia Newton-John made a lot of dumb movies. Grease is probably her only good movie, and even that was pretty stupid. All right. The Bee Gees Tragedy. It's not a pick cover, a picture sleeve, but I always like that song Tragedy, so why not have this? Why not have the 45? From Steve Winwood. I almost said Steven Wilson. From Steve Winwood, Freedom Overspill. A great song from the album, I believe was Back in the High Life. Great song. Love that album. I have that album on vinyl too, and just a great album. So, a good song from that album too, so really happy. Got the 45 here. From Wayne Chung, To Live and Die in L.A. This is from a movie. This movie's actually pretty good. I like this movie. William Dafoe's in it. Plays the bad guy. And so this is the title track. The movie is also called To Live and Die in L.A. And this is a great song too. It doesn't even sound like Wang Chung. You think Wang Chung, you think of Everybody Let's Have Fun Tonight or whatever, that cheesy song. This does not sound like that. This is a pretty interesting song. I've always loved it. I loved it when I first heard it back in the 80s, and So nice to have it on a 45. I had the vinyl album of this too, but nice to have just the 45. Sheena Easton. My God, did I have a crush on her back in the 80s. I thought this woman was just gorgeous. I still do. I still think she's gorgeous. I always loved her singing. She has a cool sense of humor. She'd be a fun person to hang out with. Not to mention she's just drop dead gorgeous. The song is called "A Lover in Me." I remember she sang this on the Arsenio Hall show, and I just thought she was hot as hell. So memories of 80s crushes. Howard Jones, You Know I Love You, Don't You? Good song from Howard Jones. He was one of my favorite 80s artists. And I think I had this on a 12-inch single, but I know I didn't have this on a 45, so it was nice to score this one. From The Fix, Are We Ourselves? I have to be honest, I don't remember what the song sounds like, so I just bought it out of curiosity. Hopefully I like it. I haven't listened to any of these 45s yet. I'll do that later when I pop open a lager, a pint, and just kick back and just load them up one after another. It's going to be fun, so I'm pretty sure I'll like this. I just can't remember what the song sounds like. Well, this is a real big guilty pleasure. If all the Olivia Newton-John records weren't a big guilty pleasure, this one really is. From the Go-Go's, Head Over Heels. I just like that song. I remember it came out when I was a freshman in high school, and we'd have lunch, and they'd hire a FM radio DJ from a local rock station to come and spin some records for us while we were eating lunch in my freshman year of high school. And I remember he used to play this song all the time. And everybody wanted to hear Run DMC and the Beastie Boys and LL Cool J, and this would come on. They're like, oh, for Christ's sakes. I think I was the only one that liked it besides a few white girls. But it's a cool tune. I still like this song. So Go-Go's Head Over Heels. Jefferson Starship, Jane. Back with the song Freedom at Point Zero. You guys remember a TV show on ABC called Fridays? It was their generic answer to Saturday Night Live back in the early 80s. Well, they were the musical guests one time, and they played a really extended version of Jane live on the show. And they had Diva once, and they played a lot of cool songs live, and you can look it up on YouTube, Jefferson Starship playing Jane on the TV show Fridays, and it's a really cool version, just to show what a good band they were, and this is a good song. Probably not my favorite period of this band. I like Jefferson Airplane probably more, but this was a cool song. One of my favorite Chicago songs, 25 or 6 to 4. I hope this is not a remake. I can't remember if they remade that song or not, because the version from the 70s is just, oh, it's smoking. I love that song. Hopefully this is not a remake. I really don't remember. I'm not the biggest... I like Chicago, but I don't really know... I'm not really knowledgeable on them. I just know the songs I like, and that's pretty much about it. I hope this isn't a remake, and if it is, I hope it's a damn good remake. Something I don't regret buying, but you never know. Anyway, this is a killer song. From the band Arcadia, Election Day. Two side project bands came from Duran Duran. There's this, Arcadia, which was Simon Le Bon and I believe Nick Rhodes, the keyboard player. And the other one was the Power Station with Andy Taylor and the bass player John Taylor, I believe his name was, and Robert Palmer and Tony Thompson, drummer from Chic. Anyway, Power Station was the best spin-off band to come out of Duran Duran, but this is not a bad song from Arcadia. I always liked it, and actually the album's pretty good too, so there you go. But yeah, Power Station was better. Another Olivia Newton-John track. For the song A Little More Love, I love her voice on this song, and that's a pretty cool picture of her too. Yeah, she's a guilty pleasure for me. I've been a big Olivia fan since I saw the movie Grease when I was a kid on HBO. Well, actually, My brothers took me to the movie theater to see it when it actually was first released, to give you an idea how old my fucking ass is. But ever since then, I was hooked on her. Probably because I had a crush on her, because I thought she was fucking beautiful. And she is. Her daughter's real pretty, too. I don't know if anyone know who her daughter is. Her name is Chloe Latanzi, Olivia's daughter. She's quite attractive herself. But anyway, that's a great song. A Little More Love. Her voice is absolutely perfect on it. All right, now we're really getting into 80s cheese. The Jets, the song Curiosity. I actually seen the Jets live. They used to come to my county fair almost every summer back in the mid 80s, and so I caught 2 of their shows when they would come to town. They were fun. I used to love watching them in concert, because it's a county fair. You don't have to pay for the concert ticket. It's just price of admission. The concert was free, so I went. So what the hell? Let's go see the Jets. And it ended up being a great show. And this is one of the songs they played. This was at the height of their fame too. And the Jets bring back good memories for me. That was another band I was into when I was a teenager. Okay, Cutting Crew. I Just Died in Your Eyes. I Just Died in Your Arms Tonight. The only song I know from this band. I have no idea what they've put out after this song, but I do love that song. Every now and then it comes on the radio, and I have to check it out because that is one song that I just don't get tired of. Sting loves the Seventh Wave, the kind of reggae-inspired song from his first solo album, Dream of the Blue Turtles. The song Dream of the Blue Turtles is actually the B-side song. Really cool song that taught me how to play reggae beats on the drums. Started from here. The drummer on here is Omar Hakim, which is one of my favorite drummers of all time. And so this is where I started to learn reggae beats on the drums from this song, because I like the song and I like the drummer. And one more, actually there's 2 more, from Bryan Adams, the song Somebody, which is just my favorite song off the Reckless album. That and One Night Love Affair, those 2 songs make the whole record for me. But especially the song Somebody. And though it was a big hit, it's like a forgotten song now, all these years later. The album came out in '84, I believe, and this was my favorite. It was a big hit at the time, and then it just seems like a forgotten song. And I've never seen this on a 45, especially with a picture sleeve, so definitely glad I grabbed that. Okay, now it's 2 more. From Scritti Politti, Perfect Way. The only song I know from Scritti Politti, if I even say the name right. Yeah, this is the only song I know from this band, but I always thought this was a good song, so went for it. And why not? Another Olivia Newton-John, Tied Up. I love this song. I didn't know it was a single. It was on one of her greatest hits compilation albums. There's the cover right there for the greatest hits album. It's a good song. I like it. It's pretty much a cheesy early 80s song, but it's a song I liked. I really did like the song. What's the B-side? I'm curious. Silvery Rain. That's from the Physical album. Anyway, there we go. 80s cheese for you on 45 records. I'm going to have a lot of fun listening to all of that later tonight. There's no shame in my game. It gets cheesy. Anyway, if any of these brought back some memories, great. Let me know in the comments, because I really would love to talk about these songs if they're a guilty pleasure for you. If you came to this video hoping for me to show some Steven Wilson or Genesis or Rush, well, I'm sorry. All right, take it easy, folks. See you later.